Now, if you've been purchasing luxury for a while and you're someone who likes to go into the boutique, look at the item, the bag, whatever it may be, and kind of shop for the overall experience of purchasing luxury, where it's a little bit more than the odd transactional interaction, you want to kind of get the feel, you want to get all the, you know, the enjoyment of the experience from shopping in person, and it hasn't always gone the way you wanted it to go. The vibes were off, the sales associate wasn't sales associating enough for you, and it can really put a damper on the purchase and potentially even deter you from buying the item or just shopping with the brand in general. Let's get into it. If you are new here, my name is Connor and I like to talk about all things luxury. I'd love it if you could consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell button so you're notified when I bring out new videos. And if you're returning, welcome back. Now, to give you some context, I've been wanting to buy or try on, have a look at the Shawmat Be My Love ring, which they do have in 2 sizes, but I was more attracted to like the thinner band one. So I've been waiting for an opportunity to where I'm going to a city that has a store, because in Brisbane we don't have one. And when I went down to Sydney last week for my birthday Taylor Swift scenario, I'll link the video down below of that. It was, you know, perfect opportunity to go and try it on. So there's 2 stores in Sydney. There's one in the Westfield, and then there's their flagship store on the corner of whatever, on whatever street in Sydney, I can't remember. But we went to the flagship store. Now, I was with one of my friends who I was going to Taylor Swift with, and she had brought 2 of her friends. So there was 4 of us all together, and just for context, these girls are like high-end shoppers. They got the VCA on, they've got the Hermes bags, you know, like they're well seasoned to this kind of environment. So not that that really matters, but it wasn't like I'd brought in 3 people who had never been into a sort of store like this, and, you know, just to give you the context. So anyways, we'd gone in, and the first kind of sales associate that was in there, you know, she was really lovely, asked what what I was looking for anyways, and yeah, so she kind of sat me down, brought out the drinks and the little macaroons and all of that, and my friend who I was with, she wanted to try on a pair of earrings as well. So anyways, whilst we were doing that, the store manager was kind of just hovering right next to her, trying to make small talk, I guess, with us, and already it just, like, read the room. We didn't want the small talk stuff, and you know, there's that kind of basic, like, what are you doing in Sydney, how long are you here for, yada yada yada, and then normally, like, if you could read the social cues, you'd be like, okay, well, I'll leave you to it, and then you walk off. Not this lady. She wanted to just hover, and I don't know about anyone else, but my mum hated hovering, and like if we were at home growing up and we were kind of just hovering around her, she'd be like, pick a room, like go to your bedroom, go to the lounge room, but pick a room, you're not hovering. So I'm probably ultra sensitive to hovering, but if you're shopping and you've got a sales associate helping you and there's someone just hovering there, it's not my cup of tea. But anyways, I was kind of letting it slide. And so we're looking at the different rings, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to try on the white gold or the rose gold, or I wasn't sure what I preferred. So first they measured my finger that I wanted it on, which I wanted it on, I guess, my wedding finger, but like not on my engagement ring side. And measuring, we found out that I was a 60. So they didn't have the thin band in a 60 in the style I wanted, but they did have like a size 60 in general for another kind of ring that was similar. So we tried that on, reference fit, it was all great. So I ultimately decided I liked the rose gold better. I feel like it kind of suited my skin tone better, and it just looked better for me versus the white gold. And the ring's kind of in this, I think they call it like a mirror finish, so it's very, very shiny, and obviously when it gets scratches, it'll still have an element of shine to it. So I just felt like the rose gold looked a bit better with that. Then it kind of got a bit weird, okay? Now, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, it was my birthday weekend. I wanted to purchase something for myself, and I kind of wanted to just get it there and then. I didn't really want to order it. I didn't want to wait. And because I don't have a store in Brisbane, my only kind of way to get it, if I ordered it, would it get delivered to me. And because it's like a fine jewelry purchase, it's not really something that I wanted to like have delivered to me in a box, and you know, it just wasn't what it was about for me. So when I kind of thought, okay, maybe they might have stock in the other store or something like that, I thought that's okay, I'll let them like look on their little iPad and kind of figure out what they can do. They ultimately said there's no stock anywhere in a 60, and that if I wanted it, I would have to order it, wait 4 to 6 weeks for it to come, and then pay via bank deposit, and then they would send it out to me. And I was like, okay, cool, like, let me have a think about it sort of thing. And it just became very pushy, and yeah. So when I said, okay, well, let me have a think about it, and my friend who I was with, she was like looking at earrings and stuff, and we're kind of just having a look. And then the store manager was basically doing all the talking instead of the sales associate who was actually helping me. And she was like, well, like, what do you really need to think about? And I was like, well, look, I'm more of a person who like likes to buy in the store, especially from a brand I've never purchased before, especially with jewelry. And she just said, well, like, it would be no real difference. Like, if you got it delivered, it would still be the overall same experience. We can have like champagne and stuff now. And look, I get she was trying to, like, in her mind, do what was best for the client, but I'd said, no, I don't want to do it. And she kind of kept pushing the point. Then I was kind of just like, don't really know what to do. Then she was like, well, have you thought about buying something else? Like, what about a bracelet? And I was like, no, I don't want to buy a bracelet. And she was like, well, have you even tried one on before? And I was like, that's irrelevant. Like, I don't want to buy a bracelet. Like, like, it just became very, very pushy. And then she goes, well, why don't you just try, you know, like one for your pinky? Like, try buy one in your size, in your pinky, because we'd have that size. I was like, buy for my pinky? I'm not in the mafia. I was like, no, I don't want something for my pinky. And she goes, well, how do you know? You've never tried it on before. I'm like, how do you know what I know I should want? Like, how about that? Anyways, at the same time, my friend had gotten me my diptyque candle from Hong Kong, and she was meeting me in the city at like 12:30, and I totally forgot about it. And she texted me and she's like, hey, I'm here. And I was just like, oh my God, I forgot. But then I was like, oh my God, thank God, because I can get the hell out of here. So I went up and got the candle, and then I went back because my friends were still there. And they were kind of had that look on their face like, help us, we want to get out of here. So I said like, look, thanks so much. They wanted my bloody details, so I gave them my details just so I could get out of there. It just felt very uncomfortable, and I guess the kind of nail in the coffin was as I was leaving, the store manager goes, oh, so when are you going back home? And I said, I'm going back home tomorrow. And she goes, oh, well, why don't you just extend your visit and have a think about it? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll extend my visit. Are you going to be paying for my hotel? Because it's $1,000 a night. And she goes, oh, you can just stay with me. I was like, tell me you haven't met your sales target for the month without telling me you haven't met it. It got weird, okay? It got very, very weird. So anyways, we left, and the girls that I was with told me after I left to go and get the candle, I don't know if it was the sales associate, I guess, that I was dealing with, or another one, but she said that she was like straightening up her like dress and making sure her belt was straight, and the earrings she was trying on, she was saying, no, you've got to wear it like this. It was pushy, pushy, pushy. So like, it was just a very, very awkward, uncomfortable, and not a luxurious shopping experience. Now, I know on the scale of luxury shopping experiences, you can have really poor experiences where the staff aren't helpful, or they can't be bothered bringing stuff out for you, or it's almost hard work for them to help you. Or you have it on the other end of the spectrum where they're too helpful, they're too pushy, they're providing you options for things you're not asking for, they're telling you what you should like, they're telling you what looks great on you. Like, obviously there's got to be some sort of equilibrium, but in that scenario, I would have rather them been not helpful. But I don't know. It wasn't something I wanted to do, and So after we left, about half an hour later, the sales associate woman texts me 3 times saying, here's the photo of the ring that you tried on, this is the size that you like, these are what you can do to place the order, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, lovely, but if I needed help, I would ask. Like, you gave me your card, I already know what I need to do. And on the website, they actually have my size in Australia, in the rose gold, the yellow gold, and the white gold. So if I wanted to just order it straight away and have it delivered and buy it online and get the same overall experience as I would if I bought it from the store, wait the 4 to 6 weeks for them to deliver it, it would be the same thing anyways. But I thought it was a bit strange that the Australian website had all of the sizes, and I know the stores act independently from like the e-commerce side, I totally get that, but I thought I'm just going to call the store in the Westfield to see if they had the size. So I waited till the next day, which was my actual birthday, and I called. They had my size. So in the store, they were telling me that they were like, no sizes available, would have to get ordered, blah, 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 blah. And they said there's no like sizes available in the region, but the store that was like 20 meters away had my size. So look, I'd do with that with what you will, but yeah, it just was not, it was not a Connor vibe, okay? Not a Connor vibe. And the 3 other girls that I was with confirmed that it also was not a vibe. Because I left feeling like, am I being really fussy? Am I being like just a bit dramatic? But no, they confirmed it. Anyways, the moral of the story is, when you're purchasing luxury items, if the kind of experience isn't going the way that you would want it to go, or you're uncomfortable, or you feel like they're pushy, or you feel like they're not helping you at all, the same old story goes, I just wouldn't buy it. Now, I know I'm a bit of a sentimental person in terms of like the feelings I get from scenarios or purchasing stuff. Like, I like feeling in the moment like it's enjoyable. I'm not someone that can disconnect and be like, whatever, I want the item, so I don't really care what's happened. I just want the end goal of the item. I like all of the factors. So if you're not getting that, don't buy it, okay? Not that I even had the item to buy there in the first place. And I'm looking back thinking, would have I even purchased it even if they did have it? Maybe I would have, because they wouldn't have been so pushy. I don't know. But ultimately, if the vibes aren't on, it ain't on, okay? And you have my blessing to proceed past go and do not collect the $200. So let me know in the comments below, have you had a scenario where they were very pushy, or it just wasn't an overall enjoyable experience and it deterred you from not only purchasing the item, the brand in general? Let me know. Pop it in the comments below. Give this video the thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very shortly in my next video.